What is up, Capricorn? Welcome to your general timeless reading. This is for all Capricorn placements, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't force it to fit. If you're watching this when I'm not live, just know that you're watching a recorded reading. So if you type into the quote unquote chat, it's just going to post as a comment. That's okay. I will get back to your comments, I promise. I try my best to always do so. But Capricorn, let's see what's going on for you. Capricorn. Capricorn, your head feels very heavy. To me, a heavy head tells me that you're going through, I don't like to call them awakenings. I think awakening is just a life process. Um, I just keep hearing resilience with you. I think that you're at the end of a very difficult period in life. It feels very like, okay, I'm ready to dump all the things in my mind, all the things that have been kind of gunking me up. I like this energy for you, Capricorn. Okay. I feel like you're about to step into your true authority, like your leadership roles. Be mindful of the connotation you have with the word authority. If you're viewing this as a cross watcher or as a Capricorn, doesn't matter. Ooh, holy moly. Okay. That's what I get for using a relatively new deck. Let's see what we got for you, Capricorn. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This isn't you. This is somebody around you. Eight of Wands. I feel like you're going to have a lot of people trying to make offers or come to you and want to work with you at this time. I don't really see that you being very, I think you're going to be very selective with who it is that you share your energy with. I like that energy for you, especially when you're starting to step into your personal power, because it tells me that you're learning to protect your energy and hold it very precious to you. Knight of Pentacles in reverse also tells me that you might be restructuring things in regards to your soul purpose, getting into a deeper alignment and awareness of what it is you want to build. So you might be taking some time to pause and reflect about what that project, that relationship, so on and so forth, and what its significance is to you, and if it's something you want to continue working on. You have a lot of people around you because I keep feeling energy coming toward you. Yeah, makes sense. You're a high priestess, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You're going through the integration and the shedding of the old self still. This is that closure of the old cycle we were talking about. High Priestess is Pisces energy, Nine of Pentacles. I keep hearing rest and solitude. Nine of Pentacles doesn't actually feel like insecurity to me. There's something about this that screams very much so like, I'm just kind of basking in my solitude. Like I'm just resting and pulling my energy back into myself instead of giving it to everybody and everything and every project around me. Because Capricorn, you are known to be a very hard worker. So let's see what else we got for you, Capricorn. Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords. You might feel a little misunderstood at this time, almost like there might be certain things that you're confused about within yourself as well. This feels very internal. It's almost like, I know I'm going through a shift, but how do I communicate this to people? And then you get to a place of realizing like you don't have to communicate it to anybody. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. This is all within you. Magician in reverse. You're in the process of basically you're about to emerge with your full personal power. The magician in tarot is depicted as somebody who has all the tools, right? So they have the cups, the pentacles, the wands, and the swords. And each suit in tarot represents a different body, right? So the mental, emotional, physical, energetic, and spiritual, right? So energetic, spiritual is wands, physical is pentacles, mental is the swords, and emotional is the cups. So when we start to embody magician energy, it means that we're coming into a new sense of wholeness, right? Because our sense of wholeness will constantly change as we learn and we heal and we integrate different lessons throughout our life. Okay, so that's why I think enlightenment is a life process, and awakening is just another term for enlightenment. It's a continuous flow. We might have peaks in time when we feel closer to our spiritual energy and our sense of wholeness. That's typically when we are starting to enter new cycles. Okay. Um, you have a lot of people around you. This is like the kind of energy, it doesn't feel like good or bad. It just feels like there's too many people, and I think you're actually being given the opportunity to choose what path you want to go down. There feels like a lot of family energy on one side, and then the other side feels very hermit. There's a sorrow with the family, though. This could be a mourning of old dynamics or the version of yourself that once used to be present in those dynamics. There's a, yeah, and it feels very feminine. This tells me that you might be tapping more into your feminine energy, learning to have relationships that are more authentic, as well as more aligned with a more receptive energy. You're learning that it's okay to receive. It's okay to be soft. It's okay to have these very emotional conversations, and vulnerable conversations. Okay, spellcasters, loud and clear. Um, no, no, this is the old self. I don't want to use it. Yucky. I want to use retrospective. Okay, fine. You win. You always win. I always want to rebel, but nope, they always win. Okay. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. I heard trust your fear. If you're having certain triggers come up right now, this is actually going to give you insight into what needs to be healed. That's really all that triggers are. It's almost like trusting it, but not adopting it as truth, right? Knowing that the stories of the ego are always a partial truth. They're not the whole truth, right? That's it. That's just a partial truth. Let's look at the Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Five of Cups. Yeah, you're doing a lot of very deep. Okay, some of you are going to have a career change, or you're going to choose to shift in how you build your career. So if you own your own business, you might be restructuring or getting rid of certain services or things that you offer. Or you could also be learning that you don't want to continue doing the kind of work that you're doing. So this could be taking on another project or another job. I like this. It tells me that you're being very methodical about what it is you want to invest in, and you're making sure that emotionally you're prepared to make this shift. Six of Swords. You're very, okay. Why do I feel like there's a lot of judgmental energy around this? Like, it's almost, okay, we got some haters. I'm just going to tell you, I'm just going to shoot you straight. We got some, this is going to trigger issues with self-worth. As you start to make these changes, if other people are kind of like, well, why did you do that? I like this better. Quite frankly, it doesn't matter what you like. It matters what Capricorn likes, right? It's your life. It's your path. That's cool. If those people don't like it, they're probably on their way out. Allow yourself to move with what works for you, and allow yourself to explore new things and ask yourself, is this something I want, versus immediately um investing in it off the bat and saying this is the new, right? Explore it and see if it's a good fit for you. That's the glory, that's the gift in having a new energy. You get to explore what the new is versus getting so attached to what you think it is. There's going to be some self-worth that's triggered here, and it's just because you're stepping into a new cycle. I really love the Eight of Wands in this particular deck because it kind of has the snake at the bottom, indicative of the Kundalini, which also tells me that you're going through a very deep spiritual cleanse, and that the new opportunities and people coming your way are going to support the new version of you. And so any old relationships that are kind of lingering might be relationships you realize, like, I don't want to parent this person anymore, or I don't want to feel obligated. I want relationships where I can choose to be present in them. Okay. You're learning your worth. The High Priestess, okay, we have the shift now. They show me a white line straight down the table. That tells me that we're in the new self. Knight of Swords, Six of Wands. You're no longer explaining yourself to certain people. The people who are always like, when you have a disagreement or an argument with somebody, they kind of want to like talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. You're getting to a place of, wait, like I see the truth of it, not the surface level conversation. You're learning just to kind of like walk away from these relationships. You want people to have a deeper emotional understanding of themselves and a deeper depth of understanding how relationships actually work in a very healthy way. And that's what you're calling in right now. I do think you're going to have some people that keep trying to drag you back, and this is what's going to be confusing to you, because you're going to go through that. Should I be in this relationship? Should I keep this person in my life? Should I continue this cycle? And if you choose to keep certain relationships, you might realize that the way that you two interact is simply going to shift instead. Okay. I think a lot of people are going to recognize all the work you're doing on yourself. Yep, Ace of Cups, Death, beautiful. Yeah, like I said, this Nine of Pentacles in reverse didn't feel bad. It felt like you were just calling your power back and nurturing yourself. Yeah, rest in solitude. And you have the Ace of Cups and the Death card here, which tells me that you're learning to fill your own cup through the transformation. And with the Tower, it tells me you're in the midst of this transformation. You're almost at the end of it with Death upright. It's not something, I like that you have a lot of cyclic energy, right? So you have an ending with death, and you have a new beginning with the Ace of Cups, and the Tower breaks down to a 7, which is the number of divinity, and you have 2 major arcana and a cyclic energy. So this isn't something to look at lightly. Major arcana are indicative of destined energy, things that are meant to happen in our life, lessons we're supposed to encounter, or big pivotal events that are meant to help us evolve, right? So right now you're going through this shedding of your personality, maybe the way you dress or the way you interact or perceive yourself and the people that you connect with. And in turn, your emotional body's coming online. So if you are having a change in your career, it's probably going to be something or with people that really light you up versus something that gives you financial freedom, right? Or maybe a sense of stability. It's going to be something that gives you that as well as a deeper connection with yourself. Okay, let's look at the Queen of Swords. King of Swords in reverse, Wheel of Fortune. You're shifting into your feminine. You're learning to receive that you don't need to go, go, go 100 miles per hour, that you can balance the two energies together. I like this. King of Swords in reverse. I think you're learning to trust the universe because a part of you goes because you think that you have to do it yourself or it's not going to get done. You're getting to a place of realizing that that's not true. That's a story of your ego where it's a false truth, right? Or a partial truth, right? Yes, you could be very productive on your own, but it doesn't mean you have to do everything on your own, right? And so your masculine energy is learning to work through that distortion. And if you see here with the Wheel of Fortune, on top it actually has this monkey with the wrap around its eyes. To me, that is indicative of really trusting the change, trusting whatever direction the universe is bringing you in. And that's why you're getting into a healthy ego. Because a healthy ego, right? We don't want to get rid of our ego. It's there for a reason. It serves a purpose. It's actually your identity. It's the story of how we identify with ourselves. And so when we have strength, it says that your self-worth and your confidence, right? The affirmation I am is also the affirmation of the ego, right? Um, and so I am confident. I am worthy, right? Your ego is turning into a very healthy one, right? And so that's why you might realize certain stories, right? Because swords represent communication, intellect. So the stories we tell ourselves um, of how you build things or how you take action might be very judgy. And so you're trying to restructure that with the feminine, right? Which is very intuitive and very in touch with who you are and receptive and honest. I like this. Let's look at the Knight of Swords. Knight of Cups and the Star. Beautiful. Yeah. You're learning, your emotional body's coming online. This is really good for you. You're going to have new relationships come in. Yeah, Magician in reverse. Just give yourself some time. So if you're trying to manifest love right now, I won't be shocked if it takes you about 6 months to have the serious commitment that you're looking for. The reason being is because you're going through this integration period of really learning who you are, right? Because if you try to attract somebody right now for who you are, you're in the midst of like two radio stations. You're in the static. So there's really not going to be something to resonate with because you're still going to continue to transform. And then once you do solidify into your new energy or your new self, do they still resonate with you? So the universe is like, hey, I'm not keeping a lover from you. I'm not keeping this abundance from you. I'm allowing you to learn who you are today and what it is you really want, right? So just be patient. Just be patient, be kind to yourself. Hangman, yeah, be patient. Literally, hang in there. Don't do anything. Surrender. The hangman is about the in between. It's about the integration period. Like, don't take action. It's quite literally the card of non action, right? You're suspended. You're sitting there. That's where you're supposed to be right now. Okay, thank you. Very validating. Appreciate it. Let's go to the Eight of Pentacles. Seven of Wands in reverse, the Hermit, and the Queen. This is very soft. It immediately feels very soft, very loving. That was a horrible snap. Yeah, that's a little better. I'll take it. Very soft, very loving. You're working through the part of you that has a habitual pattern of maybe defending yourself. Seven of Wands in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles. You're becoming very introspective about scarcity mindset and self-worth. The Queen of Pentacles is about finding a sense of safety and security within our physical existence as well as our relationships and the foundations that we build upon, which is why it has a dog in the card, which is indicative of loyalty. It's also Capricorn energy as the Queen of Pentacles. That's your card for me as a reader. I really love this energy for you, especially next to the Hermit, which is Virgo energy, which is Mercurial, the mind's planet. It tells me that you're doing a lot of introspective and analytical work on trying to discover what it is you want to build and how it is you want to show up in these foundations and relationships, which means breaking down these old beliefs that, ooh, I have to protect myself, or ooh, only this can happen this way. You're getting over that. That's really good. You're so welcome. Thank you so much for being part of the read with me. Let's see what else we got for you on the Magician for the overall. Queen of Swords, Eight of Swords in reverse, and the Four of Wands. It's so interesting. Once you get to the end of the cycle of kind of healing the distortion in your masculine, then because you've built now a relationship with the feminine, you're starting to clear away that distortion in your feminine. You're getting clear of thought, right? When we begin to master the mind, when we begin to understand that I control my thoughts and I control my emotions, right? Your mind becomes more silent because you're dictating what passes through it, right? Versus falling basically victim or kind of handing the driver's wheel over to the ego that's like, oh my gosh, you're not worthy, you're not ready for this, you can't do that, or this is too hard. The higher self, right, when we control our thoughts and our emotions, says, wait, no, that's a false story, that's not true, I don't need to overthink this, I'm exactly what and where I need to be. And that's when you start to feel this sense of security and stability around you, because now you're building your faith, right, in your higher mind or your higher power. And that's when you start to harness the energy of the wands, which would explain why your next queen showing up is the Queen of Wands, right? Because when we get out of the mental and emotional, we're now shifting into the energetic and spiritual, right? That's a lesson of the five bodies. If you want to work with me to connect with your five bodies, go ahead, check out my website. It's one of the very first things we go over before your Reiki certification. Because it's how we find a sense of wholeness. And so just know that you're in the hangman. The purpose right now is for you to explore yourself because the door is opening to the new beginning. You're basically going through the priming state. So be patient and love that and enjoy that because it's where you get to rediscover yourself. I promise you, you're going to have a lot of like new weird things, hobbies, people, situations come up that are really going to benefit you. I feel really called to use what's this called? Wisdom of the Oracle. I don't use this as much as I used to, but we'll see. I need to get a new one. It's pretty yellow. It's pretty old. But yeah, if you want a personal booking, I'm fully booked for this week. But if you want to check out next week, you get 15% off your first booking with me. So the link is down below in the description box through my website. Yeah, that's what happens when you use an old Oracle deck. Just doesn't want to shuffle as well because it's too soft. Okay. But yeah, and don't forget to check out my Reiki certification classes for 2024. I have an online workshop for those of you who are not local or more international, and that will be hosted live online to certify in Reiki level 1, 2. Oh, I love this for you. I love this for you so much. This is just, it's so fitting. You have thinker, which is 44, which again is the mind, right? You're learning to master the mind and then you have time to go, which is shutting the door on the version of yourself that used to be very analytical or used to overthink and really ruminate on things. You're getting to a place and trusting that, okay, if not this, something better, right? It's kind of like, I don't really like this phrase, but it does remind me of like how people are on this rampage right now about the phrase "let them," right? They want to say that, let them. They want to do that, let them. I'm not really an advocate for it, but the concept of it is learning to be at peace with things outside of our control, right? So maybe have a healthier twist on it. Understanding that that's outside my sphere of control. I can only control me, my thoughts, my words, my actions, right? And the energy that you emit into the world. And that's why you're getting the co-creation card. This is how we co-create with the universe. We work in a collaboration of energy, right? So our thoughts create an emotion. That emotion translates to our nervous system as an energetic reaction, right? So you walk into a room where an argument just happened. What you're feeling is the energetic reaction, the co-regulation we have with the people around us and that tension from that fight or that argument. You walk into a place that's full of love and very healing, or maybe even spiritual, right? Like a religious institution of some sort, right? Institution sounds like such a bad word. Um, just a sacred space, and you feel that lightness, you feel that love, right? It's because it holds energy, and the people that come and visit it then leave some lingering energy of what they brought to that space as well. And so with co-creation and peace, you're learning to get to that place of surrender and acceptance with the universe. Peace in reverse tells me that being present instead of planning so much might be something that you really struggle with, Capricorn, and you're learning to do otherwise, which is going to be very healthy for you. I feel that the relationship that's coming in for you is going to be one that supports this version of you that knows how to receive. The leg up card is about learning to receive help and assistance from other people and learning to ask from help from high above, from the divine, and or from friends and family, coworkers, whatever, right? It's just the card of learning to receive, and that it's okay to receive help, that it's okay to be a beginner. It's okay to also be a student, right? Because being a teacher means you're always a student. Being a student also means that you are at the same time a teacher. Okay. So just be mindful that this and that coexist, and you're doing a lot of healing. And be patient with yourself, because the way that you think you're healing might actually just be an attachment of a perspective, right? So just go through the experience. Learn to really surrender to the experience. Journal your thoughts and feelings about things. Having a morning check in, midday, and evening check in with yourself. Hey, how am I feeling? Well, how's my day going so far? Things like that are really going to help you get to know this new version of you, because you're going to be more consciously aware, as well as building a relationship with yourself on a regular basis. Okay. Well, there's your therapy session. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to work with me, if you want some mentoring, or if you want a tarot reading for yourself, or if you want to explore becoming a Reiki, shamanic, and/or quantum healer, check out my 6-month dual certification program. That program covers all 3 levels of Reiki, as well as shamanic and quantum healing. We also go over the 5 bodies and how to become a successful healer, as well as the business ethics if it's something you want to do for a full-time career. Other than that, I do have spiritual mentoring. So if you want to learn tarot one-on-one, you want to learn how to connect with your higher self, you just want to kind of deepen your relationship with your higher power, go ahead, check that out. I'm also a certified life coach. So if you'd like to bridge your spiritual lifestyle or create a more stable spiritual lifestyle, as well as using those tools and that knowledge to help you manifest a material world or a 3D life that really resonates with you, go ahead, check out my spiritual life coaching. We do a lot of work there, and we basically tailor everything to how your energy moves, right? Because your energy and my energy are going to move differently, because we are meant to be different. Beautiful. So like, share, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, hit that share button, share it across other platforms. It's a big help, but the thumbs up basically tells YouTube that people are watching this content, and it basically promotes it to other little avenues on YouTube so people can find me. So I'd greatly appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next time.